Welcome back to the Living in Savannah channel. I'm James Headley. As a Philly sports fan, it's been a tough week and change for me. So today I wanted to share a bit of a lighter side of things than usual here on the channel. While certainly lower down on just about any prospective landings home buyers list of priorities, it might be of interest to some viewers out there to have a sense of what they should expect when it comes to being a sports fan here on Skidaway Island. Regardless of where you're coming from and regardless of those allegiances. Before doing so, let me thank you as always for tuning into the channel and for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Always appreciated. Regardless of your level of fanaticism or lack thereof, what should you know about sports viewing here in the landings? Since we're in the midst of football season, let's start there. While Skidaway is a melting pot in many ways and a bit of a bubble in others, make no mistake that this is still the South, and as a result, college football is king. Lest there be any doubt, it was just a few years ago on New Year's Eve when the local rooting favorite, UGA, was taking on Ohio State in the national semifinal. At the Bacchanalia that is now biennial Myriad Ball at the Palmetto Clubhouse campus, there were nearly as many eyes on phones in the ballroom watching the exciting end of that game as there were those counting down the seconds to midnight and watching the band. And the rooting interest is definitely not limited to just the Bulldogs. Just drive around the island any time of the year, but particularly this time of the year, and look at the college flags proudly waving in front and behind homes, or popping in the 19th hole or the 109th hole at Oak Ridge on a Saturday and hear the range of cheers for just about every team across the country. The SEC still dominates, but the Big Ten and ACC are not that far behind in their representation, anecdotally at least. The fun and vocal support doesn't end on Saturdays either. Regardless of your NFL rooting interest, you're likely to find some like-minded fans at either the Cabana Bar or the aforementioned 109 on Sunday watching the NFL Ticket, which is available at both of those venues. Of course, if your watching interests tend more toward attending in person on Saturdays or Sundays, Jacksonville is a relatively easy down and back trip of under 2.5 hours each way to see the Jaguars or see the Jags take on your favorite team. In addition, Athens, Atlanta, and Charlotte are all in the 4+ hour range, and Tampa is about an hour farther. While football is king, as it is around the country, that certainly isn't the end-all be-all of fandom in the landings. With the league championship series kicking off this week, it makes sense to turn to baseball next. While they were certainly less vocal this year, dig aside, Braves fans probably make up the largest contingent here, which makes sense given the geography. Similar to the football discussion, absent any spots to watch all of the out-of-market games, there are plenty of venues around the island to congregate to catch a few innings, often with like-minded enthusiasts. And of course, while they are now a national phenomenon and arguably entertainment first and baseball second, the hometown Savannah Bananas, are a fun night out when they're in town at Grayson Stadium. Hoops and hockey are decidedly third and fourth in terms of interest level here, but you can count on catching the games on in season around the island's various bars. As much as any other sport here, hockey is more often an in-person experience, though, as the Savannah Ghost Pirates immediately set a record for attendance in the East Coast Hockey League during their inaugural season a few years back, and sellouts at the 7,000-seat End-Market Arena are still a common occurrence. With lots of full and partial season ticket holders residing out here in the landings, scoring a ticket from a neighbor or a friend of a neighbor is not an uncommon occurrence and another fun night off island. The bottom line is you won't be challenged to get your sports fix sated here at the landings, regardless of your rooting interest. Now, if only the Eagles could figure out their offensive woes by next weekend, but I digress. Thanks as always for subscribing, sharing, and liking. And as this video illustrates, I'm happy to field your questions about living in the landings, even if not directly or even close to indirectly related to real estate. So please reach out anytime. Take care.